So hi guys, welcome everybody. And today we are learning about earrings. This is the Jewels and Pearls Ladies Empowerment Program. My name is Blessing Eloho Owama, and I'm your host, and I'll be teaching you how to make different earrings designs from beads and accessories. Okay, let's get right into it. So I'm going to be showing you what I'll be working with. I'll be working with my plier, flat mouth plier. I'll be working with my cutter. It's also a plier, but a cutter type of plier. And I'll be working with my fishing line. I'm working my fishing line as well. And of course, different earring heads. This is an earring head. Can you see it? It's an earring head, right? You see the hole through which will pass the fishing line. This is a golden earring head, the golden type with a hole through which will pass the fishing line. This is another type of earring head. This one doesn't have a hook at the back. It doesn't have this part. It doesn't have this at the back, but it's for those that don't have holes on their ears. So they'll just hang it on their ear like this. They just hang it on their ear. How do I okay? They hang it on their ear. Something like, okay, let me remove my earring. Something like this. Okay. Those that don't have ear holes, you can just hang it on the ear, something like this. So let's go on to start our earring, how to make beaded earrings. And there are many designs. I can't show you all, but I'm going to attempt to show you a few. Okay. And of course, what will make it a beaded design, of course, is beads of different colors, different sizes, different patterns, and all beads. So we are going to start right away. First and foremost, I'm going to cut a little bit of stitching line and then we start. Since it's just earring, you don't need too much. Let's say about, I would have said half a yard, but it can be less than half a yard. You can even use a quarter of a yard to start. That's like 9 inches to make an earring. So I want to use like just something like this, and I'll cut it. And you also need stoppers. In case if I didn't show you, yes, I didn't show you stoppers earlier. You also need a stopper to get it done as well. So let me start with the gold earring. The gold earring. First and foremost, I would pass my fishing line through that mouth. See the mouth over there? I'll pass my fishing line through it. Okay? Once my fishing line goes through, I'm going to put my, yeah, I can put a stopper immediately. Depends on the design I want to make. I put a stopper immediately before you put the beads. I put a stopper at the end. Or you can put the beads first and put a stopper, anyone. It depends on you and depends on what you want to achieve with it. So I'm going to put my beads first. I'll pass my beads through it. Remember, it's two lines. Remember, we pass through. Let's see what we are having. See what we have right now on the hook. You need to pass a gold ball next. Gold ball next. So this is what we have now. I'm going to pass a white bead next. Put one after the other, so you can pass through. So this is what I have now. So this is an earring design. Very simple. All you need to do is to put a stopper, in fact, two stoppers at the bottom. Just put two stoppers at the bottom and we are good to go. Remember, stoppers are very tiny. If you can see, very tiny in between my fingers. Very tiny. Let's pass my stopper through. One after one fitting line. After the other. Okay. So my stopper is going through. That's my stopper. So I'm going to go take it to the very end. I'll put a second one so that it will be firm. Pass one through before the second one. In the second stopper so I can close the mouth, and that's an earring. Okay. Putting the second one through. Okay, so that's it. My second stopper is in there now. So you see it going down. So now I have two stoppers right there at the bottom. See the two? One, two. So now I'm going to use my flat mouth clamp and I'm going to clamp it, making sure that it has everything is really down, and I'm going to clamp it tight enough, then I'll clamp. That's it. That's it. Okay, now I've clamped it. You turn it the other way. See, it's not falling again. So this is an earring already. So all you need to do is to cut out this extra fishing line. So I've cut out the fishing line at the bottom, and this is an earring. So first earring design done. Very simple. And this can go with the last bead design I did. So if you remember the last bead design I did, we use white bead and we use coral color at the very bottom. This would work as an earring for you. It doesn't have to be a coral color. It has white, it has gold. That bead design had white, gold, and coral. So the earring can just go as white and gold, and it will be beautiful. So this is one of our earrings for tonight. Let's go to another design. Remember this? Remember this first one I showed you? Let's make a design for it. I'm going to cut out my fishing line now. And nothing big, just about 9 inches here about to do. There's something we call the 12 bead design. Your fishing line, and I have my beads. 12 bead design. So I'm going to put 4 beads there. 1, 2, 4. So see, have 4 beads. Now we are going to intersect, let's say the last one from this side, with the line from here. Intersect this one. So from we enter from the back, because we want to form like a tie. I'm going to enter from the back of it. So it's going to give me something. Let me show it to you for space because I want the two sides to be equal, or at least nearly equal. See what I'm going to get. I just, so you see what I've gotten, right? So now put one bead on this side and one bead on this side. Remember, we started with 4. Now we are putting one bead on each side, which will make it 6. So take a look now. Remember the 4 we started with, intercepted the 4, sorry. And we put one on this side, one on this side. Now I'm going to put another one, then we intercept the 2 strings inside that last, the third one. That's the 7th one if you count everything. So I'll take the 7th bead, and I'll intercept, enter through with one of the fishing line. Enter through, and I'll enter through again with the other one, the other end. So the 2 ends. Enter through. So like a cross section, you're crossing, doing like a cross. See what it is like, what it's forming to be like. So I'm going to do the same thing again. Put a bead here, and cross with the next bead. That will make it 10. So I've kept a bead here, an extra bead and an extra bead there, and I'm going to cross it with another one, just like what we did just now. So you see something is forming already. See how long it is right now. See how long it is. So now we already have 10 beads inside here. Make sure it's tight. Yeah. Really tight so that everything, no extra space. So we already have like 10 beads. Now I'm going to put one more bead, and then I'll fold it and cross it through the other part, the end started with. So remember, we already have 10 beads here. I'm going to put one here, and cross it with the end. That will make it 12 beads. And that's why it's called the 12 bead design. So I've done that. I put one here and one here. Now I'm going to cross it. Instead of putting a third one to cross it, I'll cross it with the end of this one. That end, this mouth. Cross it and cross the other one. The same crisscross we're doing. Once you do that, you will form a ball. I'm going to do that right away. I want you to see it. Okay. Uh-oh. Let me put it back. Yeah. So I'm going to put it through that one. So you see what it looks like. So see, I put the last two, and I'm crossing it with the very top, the top one, and I'm going to tie it. And you see it has formed a ball. Can you see the big ball? It has formed a ball. So now all I'm going to do is to solidify it. I'm going to pass through any hole, particularly the ones close to it. I'll just keep passing it through any hole that is vacant to make it stronger. Any hole, as in through the beads. through or any bead hole that is close by. I'll keep passing it through the bead holes. Okay, sorry, what you were saying. I'll keep passing it through the bead holes. I'm using one end of the fishing line. I will use the other end too. This is just to solidify it. Because when you just made the ball, it's not too strong because you've only passed the wires there, the fishing line passed through the bead only once. But this we are doing, passing through the beads again, is going to make the whole structure strong. Kind of like a chemical compound, if you did organic chemistry. Kind of like a chemical compound, looks like it. Okay, so I'm passing the fishing line round the holes of as many beads around as possible. As I pass it around, the structure is becoming stronger, firmer, you know, and that's it. So I've passed it quite, I think at least through 4 beads now. I can pass it through more, much more, just to make sure it's firmer and stronger. Let me pass it through more. Let's say 2 more for this one. Then I'll switch and do the same using the other fishing line. You understand what I'm saying? But you know, one of the things you must do when you're doing bead making, so practice. So when you watch this video, don't just watch it like a movie. It's important you practice. Don't just watch it like a movie. Practice, practice, practice. Bead making, just like any other craft, practice makes perfect. Practice makes perfect. You don't just watch it like a movie. You need to do as I do. Focus on the work and do practice. Put into practice what you are learning. That will be very key. So now the other end, let me pass the other end through different holes as well. I'm going to do that really quickly so we can move on to the last design. I'm going to be teaching you 3 designs for today. If you want to learn more designs, pay. Contact us and buy a bead class, right? Buy a paid bead class and you find other earring designs. Come for a paid bead class, you find other earring designs. Okay. So if we are done, we have something like this. So all I'm going to do, I can just tie it. If I want to tie it, if I don't want to tie it, I can just put a stopper through it. I can put a stopper through the 2 lines and then I'm good. So now this is done. I'm still tying it the second time firmly. Now I'm going to pass this to that earring. Remember, it's earring design we are making. That's this earring design. Remember, it has 2 holes, two fishing lines rather. I'm going to pass it through this hole of the earring head. Look at the earring head. Look at what it looks like. You know your regular earring head, your regular one. So I'm going to pass it through. I can even pass a stopper first. I'm going to pass it through, right? And see what it looks like. You can even decide to put a bead. In fact, let me put a bead first. So you can see it very clear. I can do without a bead, but let me just pass a bead first. So the same one I worked out, pass a bead through wires. Let's pass a bead. Okay, so I passed a bead through. I can pass a stopper or 2 stoppers like I like to use. So there's a bead on top. I'm passing my stopper. Or even if you don't have a stopper, you can actually just tie it through. You can actually just tie it through the. You can tie it through the earring hook. So let me teach you that. So I've taught you from the first bead earring design how to use a stopper. So let me teach you how to tie it. So even if you don't have a stopper, you can just tie it. So I'm going to pass through that hole on the bead earring, on the earring head. I'm going to pass it through. Okay. So you see it's already there. Pass the other one through as well. It's already there. Can you see it? Can you see it? The reason it's dangling is because my wire is pretty thick. I'm using a 0.60. If I'm using a 0.35, it won't be this bend, it won't bend this much. So I pass it through. I'll pass it back into the bead. I'll pass it back. Remember, I passed it through the hole. I'm going to pass it back into this bead, and then I'll tie it at the bottom. So this design is called the 12th bead design. It looks like a ball. And it may not necessarily be as simple as I made it. You can even go ahead and make like 2 or 3 balls. And before you attach it to the earring head, you can go ahead and make 2 or 3 balls. It works. It can form another beautiful design. So you may say, oh, 1 ball is not okay for me. I want 3 balls. It's fine. Just make 12, this 12 bit design, make 3 of it per earring, and to form that design you want. Some people will use this 12-bit design I showed you to make a necklace. So you can make 12-bit design where it's forming that ball, and you can make a necklace of it and add maybe lovely colored, beautifully shaped or artistically shaped beads around it. So that's it. Can you see it? See what we have? See what we have? Still trying to pass the second one through it. Because it's a pretty thick wire, it's not the 3.5. 3.5 will pass through easily, but this is a 0.60. So thicker, so you have to be more patient. Okay. So all we have to do is just tie. I'm just going to tie it. I'll show you what I have at the end. Just tie it. Tie, tie, tie. Just tie it. And then we have our bead. So what you are doing for this first earring head, you do the same for the second earring head as well. And one of the things you must do when you are making earrings, you have to keep checking to make sure the both earring heads correspond. So there is not just similarity, but they look exactly the same. Make sure they are both earring heads are as perfect as possible. They look alike, exactly alike. So if you use 12 designs and 12 beads for this, to make your 12 bead design, make sure you use 12 for the other. Because we have another bead design. Bead design. I think that one is, I think it's a 20 bead design to make a ball like this instead of a 12. I think that one is a 20. That one is made in a special way. It's also balls. It forms a ball, and the ball is more spacious than this one. More spacious and really pretty. Really pretty. The thing about bead making is creativity. Just be creative with it. Once you are creative with bead making, surprise what you can. Surprise what you can. Just a moment, because this is a 0.6 fishing line. It's just a little bit tougher to handle. But don't worry, we are nearly done. Okay, so you should arrive at something like this. So this is the earring head, and this is the earring, and this is the ball. Let me wear it. So we have made two designs today. I'm going to move my present here. Oh, let me cut out the thread or the fishing line first. Cutting out the fishing line. Cut out the fishing line, it looks like this. So this is the second earring we made. This is what we just made now. Let me wear the one we made first today. Remember the one we made first? This is. So this is the one we made first. Can you see what it looks like? And see the second one, we made two different designs. Very easy. You can just put it together in a few minutes. It didn't take us long at all. I'm going to show you the third design, which is I'll use wire 4. So I have a 0.90 wire. It's purple in color. I'm going to use it to make the next design. I'm going to bring a little bit out of it and put my finger in it, just turn it and put another finger to make an S. I just use my fingers to make an S. I don't know if it makes sense, but just to make an S. Now let me move my fingers. This is what came out of it. It made an S. So when the S shape is there and formed, once the S shape is there and formed, I'll cut it. I'll cut it. Remember the S shape is right there. I'll cut it. So this is what I will work with to make the third earring. To see the S shape, I'm just going to close it, close both ends together. Both ends are touching. See, I just close it. So all I will do, I will cut it in the middle. Cut it in the middle, the inner one, the middle. Cut it. Remember, it's wire, and this is what I have, which is like heads of an earring. So one head, I'll use that my flat mouth plier. One head, the longer part, I would. Can you see what I'm doing? The longer part of this head, I would put my plier there, my flat mouth, and turn it. Just turn it up. See what I've gotten. Turn it up. That's it. I'm going to do the same for the other edge. Turn it up. Turn it up, the longer part, remember? Then I'm going to, who remembers this bead from the last design? I'm going to pass this wire through this bead and make hooks at both ends. Pass the wire through the bead and I'll make hooks at both ends. Try and measure to be sure it's about the same size at both ends. See what it looks like. Okay, at both ends. Then I'll make a hook at both ends by just curving it with my flat mouth plier. I'm just going to curve it. Curve it such that it will touch the end of touch the wire itself. Okay. Work with your hands too in bead making. See what I have. I'm going to do the same for the other side and turn it out. For the other one, I turn it in, turn it out. And this is what I'm doing. Yeah. I'll turn it out. Yeah. And I'll use my hand to make sure it forms fully and it touches. See what I have now. I want it to touch the wire, where it's coming from. If I can move it more. Okay. Okay. Nearly done, nearly done, nearly done. So this is what I have. Can you see? Okay. So now this is done. Remember the earring head we just turned, right? We are just going to fix it through. So this part that is done, just hang it through. Can you see what I've done? Then you close this mouth. Close this mouth. Let's go. I don't want this video to be too long. Let's hurry. Let's and just close it. See what I've done. I'm going to close it fully. Close it fully. Okay. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Yeah. So this is another earring. Another thing you should do when you make an earring like this mouth is usually sharp, so it doesn't injure your ear. Do a shape with it. So I'm just going to use my flat mouth and do a shape. Can you see what I did? Just a shape. See that shape? To make it not to injure your ear. Another thing you can do, you can scrape the edge, the mouth of it with your flat mouth, so it's not too sharp. Like kind of like filing. It's not too sharp. So that's I can make it longer by doing something like this. So that's it. So this is another earring. So let me wear it. How many minutes we are done? So see, done, ready, another earring. Simple. And this is just a basic design. You can put all sorts of things in between and it will really come out lovely. Okay, so that will be all for today. So we've learned 3 beads earring design today. We learned this one first, then we learned this one, the 12 bead design, then we learned the one you combine with wire. So 3 designs today. Did you learn something? So your assignment is for you to go and practice. So reproduce this. I expect that you reproduce the same. Reproduce the same, and I'll see you in my next class. Thank you for joining me. Remember to subscribe, like, share the video. Let's get more people to watch. Okay? Thank you so much. I'll see you in my next one. Bye-bye.